Will initiate the breaking sequence here in rack 1. Race to 5. Soft break, control the cue ball.
Well, he's got 2 balls down, but a challenging shot on the 1 ball. Yeah, there's another look at the break. You can see how the 1 ball goes all the way up table and then just stops right there in the center in a difficult position for Fabio.
Yeah, he gets very sweaty with his palms, the hand that holds the cue. You'll see him rubbing that hand on the cloth an awful lot. It's almost become his trademark. We've seen him over the years so many times.
Well, many players with that problem will, of course, apply a lot of talcum powder or even wear a glove, because once your hand gets wet, it makes for a very sticky bridge situation. Your cue stick doesn't flow smoothly through the hand like you need it to. Nice cut shot to open events here.
He's going to need another one.
Sure is.
This 3 passes the 7 into the corner, a very thin slice. And you've got to feel that it does. Otherwise, where was the value in taking the 1 on?
Yeah, I'm sure it does pass. I'm not sure he has the whole pocket to work with. The 7 may be taking a section of it. Given that he makes it, he should be able to wind up in line on the 4 ball. He does have to make sure he avoids the scratch in the side pocket as he comes back across.
That was a good effort, Jerry.
Well, now he's in a position where he should be able to make things happen for himself.
Play the 4 into the top right corner and just draw that cue ball up that left-hand cushion and back out towards the middle of the table for the 6.
Don't try to do too much. No sense getting cute here.
Very important to start things out on a positive note, and with the first break, if he can secure these last 4 colors, he keeps the pressure on Ronnie, and that's all he can do in the alternating break format.
You know, Ronnie's always a good player, very steady, but he's also capable of catching a very, very high gear where he's really an amazing player. Well, the major work done now. It's a matter of connecting the dots. Major task is to avoid running into the 9. He keeps that clear.
Yeah, he overhit that one, and I think Jerry can count himself a little fortunate where he's landed, because this was not the intended position for the cue ball.
No, and because he's so tight on the cushion there, it's going to make getting to the 9 ball a little more difficult. Again, I think he would rather settle for a little bit longer shot than to try to do too much work and miss the 8. Well, the miss was never in there. Fabio eyeing up the final 9. And this will put the mark on his side of the board. He does his work and leads our match 1-0. Now we'll get to see what Ronnie can do.
Yeah, but he puts the pressure on Ronnie. He forces him to try and respond in kind. That was a nice controlled break from Fabio. Great shot on the 1 and an equally good one on the 3.
It'll be interesting to see if Alcano attacks the rack the same way with a controlled break, or if he just lets fly the way we've seen so many players do this.
Well, how many times have we alluded to the fact that the right-hand side of the table, as we look, has been breaking so much better than the left-hand side?
And the players all week have had a hard time getting an opening shot. It seems like the lowest numbered ball on the table always rolls up in a cluster or in a difficult position. The TV table has a breaking jinx.
Break 2, 1-0, a Tony break.
Ronnie with a quick look. He just wants to make sure that everything is touching. Now over to the successful side of the table from what we've seen.
Well, you know, you can see a mark on that side of the table where everyone's breaking from. It's telegraphing to all the incoming players where they should be putting the cue ball. Watch the green 6 ball. If things go according to plan, it'll be deposited in the lower right corner pocket. There it goes. 1 ball also went away, however, and that's the ball he was playing position on.
Well, he's got a chance at the 2. It's a tough one. We see the break again. He can hit him a lot harder than that. These players are really concentrating on controlling that cue ball and keeping it near the middle of the table.
You know, he's going to take note that he drew that cue ball back too far. He'll try to make an adjustment on that for his next break. This is not only a tough shot, but he's also got to worry about the 8 ball winding up as a blocker on his next shot on the 3 ball.
What a shot. What a shot. Boy, if that doesn't establish some confidence, nothing will.
That's playing it close to the vest.
Difficult shot on the 2, and the positional aspects equally tough, and you pass them with flying colors.
Well, thus far in our match, we've had a little break and run clinic. If this continues, that tight lag will prove pivotable. And I almost said that correctly.
A lot of fans, certainly the players, sense the significance of this match, because as these players get down, you can almost hear a pin drop out there. That's a little straight. Sorry, Jerry. That's a bit straighter on the 7 than Ronnie would have liked.
I was going to say he would have appreciated a little more angle, but he can roll through here and come right out in line with the 8 ball. Could have been closer, but I'm sure he'll make this work. He'll come off the side rail with bottom right English, spin right back down for the 9 ball. Both these fellows have the cue ball on a string, Jim.
Very high level so far. Mistakes of any kind have been at a premium. 2 breaks and runouts. And the baton will be passed back over to Fabio Petroni after Alcano pockets that 9.
Whoa, he really came close to that side pocket there.
Twice 5-1 both matches to Loat and Yang. It's allowed Steve Davis the chance to qualify on Judgment Day with just 3 wins. If Davis beats Loat, it's simple. He will qualify in the last 64 of the competition. Lots of pressure. Jim White, Jerry Forsyth, our commentators taking you through Alcano against Petroni.
Could be watching another exhibition here.
Yeah, perfect break speed. I think both Ronnie and Fabio have found the golden spot in terms of success on the break. They don't have to hit it too hard. They can really concentrate on parking that cue ball. Virtually assured of getting that wing ball. And that just means you're going to see a lot of breaks and runouts. Now, and this is a choice for Fabio. It's a very fine cut. And the other option would be to bank the one into the opposite corner, just preference.
Used the entire pocket, but it did indeed succumb, and now the 2 ball has a couple of pockets available to it.
It's going to be the side pocket, I think, Jerry, and just try and hold position on the 3. Just wants to be sure. There's so much pressure. Both of these players know the winner talks and the loser walks.
Great plays on the correct side of the 3-ball now to allow the cue ball just to float away and up into position for the 4. The graphic at the bottom of your screen will show you the balls remaining on the table in order.
I think given the importance of this match, you really have to tip your hat to both of these players right now. Neither one of them giving us any indication of nerves. Fabio came out with guns blazing. Alcano has matched that shot for shot.
It shows the maturation of Fabio a few years ago when he was younger. You could see the nerves in the man. He was much more emotional then. He seems quite collected now, quite comfortable at the table.
Great control of the cue ball.
I'm telling you, both these guys.
I mean, this really has been a clinic to this stage.
Well, this is the easiest sequence of 3 balls he's seen so far in the rack. That's a great way to finish.
Textbook stuff from Fabio Petroni.
3 breaks, 3 complete runouts. Quite a show from these two gentlemen now. It's Fabio leading 2-1, but Alcano gets to come to the table and do his thing now.
Yeah, but the pressure's on him. Fabio knows it. He just wants a chance to try and break Alcano's serve. There's the table 8 result. Gabe Owen from the USA beats Luis Kondo Jr. from Australia 5-1. I don't know whether Owen gets through with that one or not. He was struggling early. Well, he may just squeak in. Very close.
Yes. It's going to be a critical game for him the next game.
He has one to play, and if he can win that, wouldn't it be a surprise if last year's finalist Pei Wei Chang was sent home early?
That would be a surprise, especially the way Chang's been playing this week. When I've watched him, he's been almost flawless. Yet he's lost enough of games to be in trouble. The strength of this field is amazing.
All the players that came through the qualifiers here, they ran for about a week prior to this event. I think a couple Filipino players got through, and then the rest of them were all from Chinese Taipei. And
yeah, we had some great players come from America and Europe to qualify, and they all went home disappointed. Well,
he's okay.
He's fine, and this is the first match that I've commentated where the players haven't had a problem getting on that lowest numbered ball after the break. So maybe that pattern will continue for a while. It's been rather uncomfortable to watch, actually.
Jerry, I'm dying to see which one of these guys is going to blink first.
I don't know if there's a blink in the room.
Again, a perfect break. This will be the 4th in succession. And if there's going to be a mistake, it's going to be self-inflicted.
You know, as the opponent sits there while this man's running out, it's interesting to me as to what they do. Do you really want to watch your opponent? I mean, you're liable to sit there and go, "Ooh, that was a good shot." Or do you just ignore it and stay within the game yourself? Players do it different ways.
Going to have to run through on this 7 now and get topside for that 8 ball.
This will be 4 racks without a single safety played. case you're wondering about the cue ball, the reason it has all those spots on it is so that you can see on your television screen the English that's used on the ball. If they put any side spin on the ball, those dots will tell you that. And we have our first problem shot of the match.
Our first mistake, an error in positional play from Alcano. And he's taking a little extra time now. That's the first hiccup by either player. It looks like, Jerry, it's going to be a very thin cut on the 9 to play safe, but he wanted that a little bit more on the side. He almost got a lucky touch on the 9, but not to be. So even though this isn't an enviable position that welcomes Petroni back to the table, at least he gets back.
Yeah, at least he's got a chance to break serve here.
These are one of those shots, when I play them, I try and bank them to try and hit inside the corner pocket so that 9 ball floats back up towards the middle pocket. Put the cue ball on the side rail, 9 ball on the side rail. If I get lucky and I make the bank shot, bonus.
Right. Yeah, if he hits the side rail first, he could leave a shot.
But Fabio's got to be thinking about the speed that he plays this, because it's a very low percentage bank shot.
Not if you're Italian. Oh, he does miss it. And Jim, he's going to leave it right over the side pocket, it appears.
Well, he hit that exactly the way that I would have thought. And had he thought a little bit more about the speed that he played, he could have at least left Alcano with a lot to do. But as it is, we're going to have a 2-2 score line, and Fabio is going to be breaking in rack number 5.
Well, Alcano does keep his serve. So no runaways. Here's a look at this rack. Everything went well until the very last shot. Had to be just a lapse in concentration. He certainly had a lot more table to work with than he used.
Well, Fabio made a good attempt at that long bank.
Yes.
So you can't fault that. But let's update some more outside action here in Kaohsiung at table 3. Just getting started. Sandor Tot up against Takanaka from Japan. I think Tot's in a bit of trouble there. Good player. I would have expected him to go through, but I think he's been struggling here all week. So it's down to Petroni. Quickest way to erase the memory, really, Jerry, of that missed bank 9 would be a break and finish for Fabio, because he can weld Alcano into his chair for the duration of this rack and reestablish that
Petroni break.
odd game lead.
I don't think that miss will bother him. That was really a free shot anyway. He wasn't supposed to be at the table.
Yeah, in his mind, that's a great way to look at it. But you and I both know pool players can be pretty selfish. They want it all.
Wing ball's down, but the 1 ball has no clear pocket on that end of the table. So if he's got no clear pocket. Everything's blocked. Of course, a 3 ball would be easily knocked in, and he may look at that because that makes that corner pocket a little bit bigger. But I would kind of expect a safe here. What do you think, Jim?
Well, I would have thought he might have been thinking about safety on that long bank. Fabio's very aggressive by nature, and if there's any pocket at all on this 1, he'll take it on. The only way he'll refuse it, Jerry, is if he has no choice. And it doesn't look as though the 1 is offered to that corner. This is his second look at it. Could he possibly be thinking about cushion, 5, and in?
No, I think he's looking for a place to hide. I think he's looking at the 5 to put the cue ball behind it.
Yeah, but that's fraught with danger too. He could flick that 5 and go in the corner pocket. You know, he may have half a pocket for this 1. Bad shot. He's left Alcano a chance.
Well,
I don't like the way he played that.
I don't like
safety.
the way he did it. That could be a very costly error. Remember, 1 man goes home after this match. The other one continues on in the tournament. So
This is the big shot here. He's got to get back up somewhere around where the cue ball is now to attack the pink 4 next. And when you've got a ball in the jaws of the corner pocket, such as this 3, position is never straightforward. I think that's why Ronnie's taken a little extra time with this shot, Jerry. He's got a chance to break Petroni's serve, and he doesn't want to make a mistake.
That 3's on the rail, but he's going to have to draw back. He would like to be able to spin around 2 to 3 rails, but he can't because of the traffic.
Yeah, there's no way he was going to risk doing that. This was always going to be straight back, and what a great shot from Ronnie there. No applause, but believe me, that deserved it. It could all have gone horribly wrong for him. And now he just wants to get the cue ball back over the left-hand side of the table for the 6. This is the chance he patiently waited for.
No real problem here. Just has to keep his mind on the job. And that's a great shot there.
I don't think that'll be a problem for either one of these guys.
I don't think so. I think this match just might have their attention. Now, if he's as no, he's not that straight. He'll just come off the side rail and back out right about where the 8 ball is.
Miley in that group lost 2 matches, 5-1 today. It's simple. Davis wins. He's on in a couple of matches' time against Rodolfo Loat. He will survive, but his seeding will be way down there. He will have to play one of the big boys in the next round. Alcano fighting for his life against Fabio Petroni. Back to the main table.
He could really start filling the dirt in on Petroni's hole here with a good break. Slot a couple balls in and finish on either the 1, 2, or 3, whichever one still remains following the break. We've seen that 1 go in the side pocket a lot.
And we've seen the wing ball go an awful lot.
Oh, this is beautiful. A couple hundred more of these and we could be crowning Alcano as the world champion.
He got kicked out of position by the 7 ball, but that's to his advantage, as it turns out.
The only man he's got to defeat right now is the little man inside. He's just got to keep his nerves in check.
Nothing else can stop him. It's a nice, well-spread table.
No, Jerry, this is where all those hours of practice come into play, where it becomes muscle memory. You know you're nervous. You don't try and mask it. You embrace it.
Yeah, some players say they think nerves make them play a little bit better. Helps improve their focus.
One good shot on this 4. He's a long ways away from it. If he slots this in and finishes on the orange 5, Alcano will be on the hill first.
Long shot.
Boy, he's a
Handled
terrific
easily.
human, isn't he?
He's
this guy?
fantastic. I tell you, I've seen him on days when it seems like he's just never, ever going to miss. He always nails his position. Seems like every player who comes over to the States from the Philippines is a world beater.
They are when they leave.
Yes.
So many world champions in America. Good chance that a few of these guys will have taken those scalps and brought them back to the Philippines. Armies of talented players. Jose Perica was the pioneer, followed by Efren Reyes. Now they all come over.
Yeah, and With the dollar so weak now, it's a bargain for them to come over. I was talking to Thomas Ingert earlier in the week, and he said that shopping in America is like bargain basement hunting in Ethiopia. Alcano now stretching his lead out. A 2-game margin over Petroni, 4-2, and he sits on the hill. He doesn't need to drop but one more 9-ball to send Fabio back to Italy.
Yeah, some great shot making highlighted that rack for Alcano.
Over on table 2, Osborne of England has defeated Tan.
Alan Tan from Malaysia, good young player. He was a good snooker player, Jerry, and trying his hand now at 9-ball.
This group has finished, and the top 4 men have gone through. The bottom 4 back in the bags.
Looked like Kid Delicious squeaked through there.
7.2.
He'll be alive in the
Petroni
last
break.
64. It's always a good tournament having him there or thereabouts.
He did squeak through, but very slowly.
Now Petroni with the task clearly defined now. He can't afford any more mistakes. 1 and 2 deposited. He's got the 3.
And that looks like trouble down at the bottom left-hand corner of the pocket as you see it form up, but it's really not because of the order in which these balls will be taken. They each have a clear path after the lower ball in front of it is cleared.
Yeah, I agree, Jerry. I think that Fabio, if he can just get this cue ball back towards the middle of the table and leave an angle, this 5 passes, gets back out in the middle, the 6 is available, and that'll clear the path for the 7.
Right.
So as you said, the simple fact that the order they're going to be removed allows each other one to pass.
So Fabio has to get the job done here, and then he has to hope that Alcano blinks. And Alcano's eyes haven't been moving much.
(4-2) for Ronnie. So Fabio wants to try and get that scoreline back to 4-3 and hope for a chance in rack 8.
Everything open.
Long way back to Rome from Chinese Taipei. Don't want to have to book that flight early.
No, you don't. Nobody wants to miss the big event. Ooh. Barely slid by that 7-ball. But barely still counts. Well, he's done half of his task.
This is a great visit from Petroni. He's not going down without a shout. He's put the pressure back on Ronnie Alcano now.
Well, if Alcano sticks to business, he'll be all right. Petroni, well, he's the one who's really under pressure here. You'd have never known it the way he cruised through this rack, however. Made it look easy.
Well, Jerry, it's been a great event from day one. As we were saying, a very strong field. 20 or so players qualified from Chinese Taipei, so a lot to be said for the talent base here. And there's a table 3 update. Sander Tott trailing Japan's Takanaka 2-1 at this stage. And over to table 4. we see Dolst 4-1 in front of Venezuela's Perez. Not too familiar with either one of those players, but the simple fact that they're here speaks volumes. Ishmael from Mexico, Paez trailing Japan's Naoki 4-2 right now too, Jerry. And Moro, he's had troubles here, hasn't he?
Yes, he has. Meanwhile, Lotander of Finland has defeated Kim of Korea. And in Group 7, you can see how that's shaking out. Still some decisions to be made there.
Yes, on the bubble, Francisco Bustamante. We'll keep an eye on that one. He's got one to play, and he needs to win it to go through.
On table 7, Marcus Shamat leading Anthony Ginn of England. Napoleon pulling ahead there.
And sliding on over to table 8, Michael Valentine from Scotland, 2-1 over Chile's Enrique Rojas. Valentine, a real surprise package in this one. He'll be alive in the last 64.
Yes, he will.
Break 8, 4-3, Alcano
And the
break.
lanky Filipino Ronnie Alcano settling in to break for the last time in this one, 4-3. If it goes to 4-4, it'll be Petroni breaking at Hill, so Alcano can put the break cue away for tonight. He wants to do it on a positive note. Oof, almost got kicked into the side.
He sure did, and you know that Fabio's heart had to just leap and then fall when the cue ball stayed up. Here, you take a look at this. So close to bringing Fabio back to the table.
But he's got a great shot at the 1, the 3 in close proximity. Big chance here for Ronnie.
Jim, I think Fabio's in trouble.
Perfect angle again, 3 to the same pocket. He's got the 4 on the right-hand side of the table. He just wants to make sure, Jerry, and leave himself an angle to get back over the other side of the table for the orange 5. That looks ideal.
I think it's going to be raining in Rome tonight. Only 5 balls left. You can see it in his face. It's out of his control, and he knows it. Boy, what must be going through his mind. You got to think back to all the other matches, and maybe it was 1 or 2 shots that could have gone another way, and all this would have been different.
That's exactly right. You do tend to punish yourself when you're so close. Think about that one match that you let slip away earlier in the tournament. It's like a golfer, Jerry. He always talks about the putts he missed, not the ones he made.
That's right. Well, Alcano hasn't missed any putts. He just keeps putting balls away. I look for this fellow to do pretty well this week.
Yeah, I've got a feeling he's going to go deep into the tournament too. Final 9 to put Petroni out of the event.
Indeed, Ronnie Alcano goes through. He gets to live and stay with us for the rest of the week. Unfortunately, Fabio does not share that fate.